Peace, guys. Welcome back to another video. Welcome to Consciousness Awake. I'm going to spend some time here with you right now to share my new OBE technique that I've been practicing and working on for the last few weeks. Disclaimer, I am unaware of any other person in this whole world who's described this certain type of astral projection technique or method. If anyone watching, if you do know of somebody who's explaining something the way I will in this video, please leave that person's information in the comments so I can try to connect with that person. Maybe it's a person I should talk to, connect with. So do a future video with, etc. So let me know. But at the moment, I do believe this is my own technique, my own creation. Okay, but I noticed some really good results with it, so I want to talk about it. I want you to try it yourself, get your feedback, etc. Before I get into the technique, I want to shine some light on something because it's an integral part to the astral projection technique I'm going to talk about. So, the etheric energy body. Hold on, I can drink some water. The etheric energy body has a pulsation, its own pulse, just like how our human, this human body has its own pulse. The etheric energy body pulsates about 15 to 25, maybe about 15 to 20 times per minute. Okay, so that's about every 3 seconds. Now, I know this is true because in my own out-of-body experiences, while looking at my etheric energy body in real time in a mirror, I can see how roughly every 3-4 seconds or so, let's say 3 seconds, there's a really bright, very quick, bright flash of light. Call it energy, call it light, whatever you want to label it as, but it just comes right off the etheric energy body when you're staring at it in a mirror. Almost looks like a candle, like the flame. Looks like a flame, and then as it's flickering, it just gives off this huge, intense burst of light. Like lightning, just a flash, like a flash of lightning. So that's the best way to describe it. Of course, I could probably think about it more and more and try to, get more in depth in how I observed that, but I hope that kind of makes sense. So there's this pulsation coming off the etheric energy body roughly every 3 seconds. Okay, so in this OBE technique that I've been working on, this video title will be astral projection technique using the right hand of the etheric body, or the hand of the etheric body, or something like that. Okay, so let me describe the technique here. First thing to realize about what I'm explaining here is that when I start to explain this technique, it has nothing to do with your actual etheric energy body hand. Okay, the technique initially is the first phase of it is to attract and magnetize that actual etheric body energy hand to the technique. And so let me explain what I'm trying to say here. So this is what I've been having success with, and I want to share it. So I'm laying down on my bed, corpse pose, on my back. My feet are my feet are 12 inches apart or so, and my arms are laying down on the mattress, and my palm is facing down onto the mattress. As usual, breathing, simple breathing method, body relaxation, relaxing all the different muscle groups of the physical body. Doing all of those preliminary things to initiate a deeper and deeper and deeper meditative state, right? And as we the goal here is to basically have the brain communicating to the physical body that the body is falling asleep or is asleep. So you cannot fully, in a fully conscious way, astral project from the physical body and really actually integrate into your energy bodies with your consciousness, unless your physical body is at some degree of sleep paralysis, at some degree of the brain and the body communicating that it's asleep. Okay? There's no precise, nanosecond or any of that, but there has to be some level of that happening to be successful. So in this technique, basically, the goal is to attract the etheric energy body into the technique, so that that integration process of your consciousness going into your actual etheric energy body hand has higher odds of happening. Okay, so how am I experimenting with this? What technique am I doing right now? So what I was doing was this. So once I got into a pretty decently deep meditative state, I started to imagine a copy of my etheric energy body right hand. I'm right-handed, so I went to the right. Okay, so in my mind's eye, so to speak, I was just imagining flopping up my copy, my copy of the etheric hand, not the actual etheric hand. And I was imagining flopping it up like this, bending the wrist, and then slamming the hand back down. So just like this, like boom, and then boom, right? Just doing it, flopping it up, bending up the hand, and then slamming it back down on top of my physical body hand, right? Or that vicinity, that in that position. So as I did that a few times, what I started to notice was, by using my imagination and by using my willpower and just focusing my thoughts on what I was doing, I noticed how, as I got into deeper meditation state, I noticed how the actual etheric body hand, how it started to get stimulated and start to magnetically attract in a way to my technique, to what I was doing with my, essentially just my imagination, right? So you get to this point of where you continue to do it. And what I've experienced the last few times is how I start to feel the etheric matter of the actual etheric body hand. Remember, your astral body has different layers of astral bodies and different types of astral matter, different densities. Then your etheric body is made up of etheric matter. Okay, just like your physical body is what we call physical matter. Okay, so as I'm doing this technique, hope you try it, but as I'm doing it, I'm feeling the polarities and the magnetics of the etheric matter-based hand, and how it's starting to attract and respond to that copy of a energy hand that I initiated the astral projection technique with. Okay, so I noticed how the etheric hand started to attract to it, and then it fell into a rhythm of doing that every 3 seconds. And so what I think is happening there is, of course, I'm still experimenting with it, but still I've had enough results from this particular technique to see results. So that's why I'm sharing it. But what I think was happening there is that my copy of the etheric hand that I imagined, I think that the etheric energy body then came into sync with that imaginatory hand, and then it started to just mimic this process every time the etheric body had a pulsation, right? That's what I think is happening. So, and then, as you feel and sense that etheric matter, actual etheric hand, then you're having control over it. You're sensing it and feeling it. Then I felt like I was priming myself, in a very nice way, to then start to integrate my consciousness, all my awareness, my consciousness at that moment, to integrate that into the etheric energy body. And you also get this like sense of just time freezing, like time does not exist. Your thoughts about your bills or your mortgage or rent or your car repairs, whatever, they're just gone. There's nothing there. You're not thinking about anything connected to your physical reality, and you're in a place where time does not exist. And then you hear there's different ways of explaining the vibrational shifting, the frequencies actually shifting around you as you're doing your integration into your other body. But when you're integrating in a fully consciously aware state, for the most part, you'll start to hear some buzzing sounds around you. It sounds like a swarm of bees buzzing, buzz, or like the sound of a fly buzzing in your room. Like late at night, it's quiet, you're trying to go to sleep, and you hear that little annoying fly buzzing around by the blinds or something, or behind the curtain. It's really apparent. You can really hear it, right? It's loud. So you kind of do get some of those auditory effects from the shifting of frequencies within into etheric matter, into the etheric plane. You don't always hear the sounds, but I've definitely heard like that example of those sounds with the buzzing many, 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 many times, and I still do hear it sometimes. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a simple technique. I hope I explained it. I'm kind of in the moment with it. I'm currently experimenting with it and doing it and seeing results with it. So I just kind of got excited and felt like I wanted to make a video, 10-minute video about it, talking about it. But talk to you soon. Sending lots of positive energy to you through the etheric plane, because that way it can get to you much faster than an airplane. Peace.